Welcome, everyone. Today, we're going to dive into a really beautiful, ancient story. It's about a man who pretty much everyone had given up on, including his own family. But his journey holds this incredibly powerful, timeless lesson about where our true potential really comes from.
But first, let me ask you something, and be honest with yourself. Have you ever felt that way? You know, that nagging feeling that you're just not smart enough or talented enough, that you're just not keeping up with everyone else around you?
Well, if you've ever felt that way, even for a moment, then I promise you, this story we're about to explore, it's for you.
Okay, so our story starts way back in the time of the Buddha. And our main character is a young monk named Cholapanthaka. He's sometimes called, pretty unfairly, the forgotten disciple.
Now, Cholapanthaka was the younger of two brothers. His older brother, Mahapanthaka, was, for lack of a better word, a genius. He was brilliant, ordained as a monk, and became enlightened super quickly. Cholapanthaka, naturally, wanted to follow in his big brother's footsteps, so he joined the monastery too. But right from the get-go, it was obvious he was different. He was seen by everyone as slow, forgetful, just really struggling to grasp things.
And this wasn't just people being mean. His struggle was very, very real. And it all came to a head over one single, seemingly simple task.
For 4 months. Think about that. For 4 entire months, his brother tried to teach him one short verse. A few lines of teaching, that's it. Every single day, they worked on it.
And here's the really frustrating part. It wasn't because he wasn't trying. He was trying so hard, but his mind just wouldn't cooperate. It was like as soon as he managed to learn the second word in a sentence, the first one would literally just poof, disappear from his memory. Can you even imagine how maddening that would be?
Well, eventually, his own brother just broke. He'd had enough. Seeing zero progress, Mahapanthaka told him flat out that he was inept, that he was too dull to ever understand the teachings, and he kicked him out of the monastery. This was rock bottom, being rejected and told you're worthless by the one person you admire most.
So, completely heartbroken, Cholapanthaka starts to leave, ready to just give up. But this moment of absolute despair, this is actually the big turning point in the whole story. As he's walking toward the monastery gates, feeling like a total failure, he runs into the Buddha himself. And the Buddha didn't see an inept student. He saw a mind that just needed a different kind of key to unlock it. He saw the effort. He saw the sincerity that was there all along. So instead of trying to teach him another verse, the Buddha did something different. He handed him a simple, clean, white piece of cloth. And he gave him just one phrase to repeat. Rajo Haranam. It basically just means removing dust, or dust cloth. The instruction was brilliant because it was perfectly designed for him. It wasn't abstract, it was physical. He said, face the sun, take this cloth, and just rub it while you say, Rajo Haranam, Rajo Haranam. That's it. No complicated ideas to remember, just one object, one simple action, and one simple phrase.
Cholapanthaka did exactly what the Buddha told him to do. He sat down and started his simple practice. And what happened next wasn't just a little bit of progress. It was a complete and total transformation. So as he's rubbing this cloth over and over, he starts to notice something. The clean, white cloth, it's getting dirty. It's turning gray from the dust. And right then, it just clicked. He had this huge aha moment. He thought, wow, this cloth was pure and clean, but now it's soiled because it came into contact with dust. And in that instant, he saw the perfect metaphor for his own mind. The mind starts out pure, but it gets dirty or defiled by the dust of impurities.
The Buddha, sensing this breakthrough, then clarified the insight for him. He explained that the real dust isn't the dirt on the cloth. The real dust is the stuff that clouds our minds. Things like greed and passion, anger and aversion, and just plain old ignorance. By focusing on a simple, physical act of cleaning, Cholapanthaka had stumbled upon the secret to cleaning his own mind from the inside out.
And get this, in that single morning, the man who couldn't remember one short verse became fully enlightened. Later that day, a messenger came looking for him, and when he arrived, he found not one Cholapanthaka, but 1,000 identical versions of him filling the area, a miraculous display of the total mastery he now had over his own mind. So, okay, that's an amazing story. But what's the lesson here for us? Well, it's not just about some ancient miracle. It's actually a practical guide for how we can cultivate our own inner strength. Reflecting on what Cholapanthaka had accomplished, the Buddha shared this teaching. Now, this island he's talking about, it's a metaphor for a mind that's stable and secure,
a place inside you that can't be washed away by the floods of life. You know, all the stress, the anxiety, the challenges that come our way. So how do we build that island for ourselves? The story gives us the blueprint, the 4 main tools. First, diligence. That's the persistent effort, just like Chulapantaka rubbing the cloth. Second, heedfulness, or what we'd call mindfulness, just paying attention. Third, self-control. And finally, mental training, which is the direct practice, like meditation, that really cleans house.
You see, in the end, Chulapantaka's story teaches us something so incredibly important. Our potential isn't some fixed thing we're born with. It's not about how smart people think you are or how quickly you pick things up. True potential is unlocked through your own persistent effort and through finding the right kind of practice that works for you.
This story is just a beautiful reminder that no matter what our starting point is, the path to growth is always, always open to us. We just have to be willing to walk it with a little patience and a lot of heart. Thank you so much for joining me for this. May you all be happy.